Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about this little gem, and no, it's not a Pokeball. This is actually the Tatcha Pearl. So if that's something you're interested in learning about, you're in the right place. We're about to get into it.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
Alright guys, so we are here talking about the new product from Tatcha, and it's called the Pearl. Now this is just available at Sephora this week. It just launched and it's a pretty innovative product. Now Tatcha is known for luxury skincare treatments. Recently they just stuck their toe into the primer world and came out with the Silk Canvas Primer, which was a primer that you apply prior to foundation. Now they've come out with an under eye treatment called the Pearl. Now this is a little different. This isn't a concealer. This isn't even an under eye brightener. This is more of an eye treatment that happens to be tinted with some brightening properties. So the base of the formula for the Pearl is actually the water cream. And when you apply the formula on the eyes, you actually can feel the formula break. So it'll initially go on a little stiff, and then all of a sudden there's this slip and emolliency there that will last for about 20 to 30 seconds, long enough for you to get it applied and pat it out, and then it kind of settles down and really sinks into the skin. But that moment when it goes from putting it on and being a little bit stiff to all of a sudden you have this great amount of slip, they call that moment the break. So if you look at the Tatcha Pearl, or if you read anything about the Tatcha Pearl, you're going to hear that word used a lot. You're going to hear the break. When you apply it, you'll feel the break in the product, and that's when you apply. So just so that you know the verbiage if you research this product a little bit. Now the base of this formula is actually the water cream. So that's kind of what they used as a starting point, and then they built ingredients into it to create this new innovative product. But before we get into the benefits, why it works, the ingredients, let's actually take a look at this interesting packaging. So I'm going to show you guys a close-up here just so that you can see it up close, because it is a little teeny tiny thing, and I think me kind of holding it here doesn't really do it justice. There is some really beautiful fine detailing done on this component. Tatcha is known for beautiful components. This component is no exception. It looks like there's a pearl kind of suspended in this bottom holder that it sits in. There's this little emblem on the front, and then as you twist it, there's a click, and then you just twist the lid off. Now, once you do that, it reveals the product itself. Now, inside of the Pearl, you'll actually see the product, and as you can see, there's pigment in the product. There's 3 shades to this product. So there's a product that's a shade for very fair skin tones. There's a shade for the medium skin tones, and then there is a shade for the really deep dark skin tones. Now, because this isn't a concealer and because this isn't a foundation, it's not necessary for it to have 37 shades. This is actually, again, an under eye treatment that happens to be tinted. So back to the component itself. It is actually very luxe, and I love it. I think it's beautiful. I love the little Tatcha emblem on it, and I think that the component is really, really original. And there's a reason why it's in the shape of a pearl, and that's because it is one of the main ingredients in this formula actually comes from a pearl. So there is a specific pearl that is native to Japan called the Akoya pearl. Now, the pigments in this pearl are very light refracting. So the pigments that they pulled from the Aqua Pearl are used for brightening properties in this eye treatment. The pigment, as it's placed here, it refracts any light that bounces off of it. So anything that is sunken in or anything that needs to be pulled forward, that ingredient is really going to help, especially when it comes to dark circles or hollows in the under eye area, which is something that we're all looking for help with if that's one of your struggles. Not only does the Aqua Pearl have those light refracting pigments, but it also acts as an active ingredient in this formula, and it targets three main things that actually cause dark circles: thinning skin, it counteracts the blue tone that some girls have in the under eye area, in addition to extra pigmentation, which is the dark tones that you have in the under eye area. So this active ingredient addresses those three things. The formula as a whole not only addresses dark circles, but it also addresses fine lines and wrinkles by supporting natural collagen production and decreasing any hyperpigmentation that's happening. The formula is boosted by niacinamide, which we all know is great for hyperpigmentation, and it's also known to visibly brighten and firm the skin, so that definitely helps with any fine lines or wrinkles. Now, there's also silk powder in this formula, and the silk powder helps to actually smooth and blur any kind of fine lines or texture that you have underneath the eye. And then there's a whole bunch of botanical extracts that are in this formula that actually help protect your under eye area from makeup, from sun, and from any outside elements. Now, the one thing that really appealed to me about this, as if all of that wasn't enough, is that it's really focused on hydration, and I have really dry under eyes. So it has that proprietary 3-blend concoction that's in all Tatcha products, like the water cream. It has that, it's called like the Hadai 3. It's a proprietary complex that belongs only to Tatcha, and it's got 3 main ingredients in it that really support hydration, which is why the water cream is so good, the masks that she has is so good. Those 3 properties really plump the skin and really get the hydration deep under that first surface layer of skin. So she takes that blend of those 3 Japanese anti-aging superfoods, and she pairs that complex that she has with hyaluronic acid and pushes those things together, and it really forms like this superpower complex of hydration to really hydrate the under eye area. So as I'm listening to her really break down this formula and I'm doing my own research, I'm like, yes, I need this. And as always, because it's Tatcha, it's formulated without any parabens, without any sulfates, no fragrances, no mineral oil, none of the ucky stuff that tends to find its way into a lot of our skincare and cosmetics. It's non-comedogenic. It is for all skin types. It's non-comedogenic and non-skin irritating, and it was dermatologist tested as well. So, just to recap, the formula itself is going to help with dullness and hyperpigmentation. It's going to help with fine lines and wrinkles. It's also going to help with puffiness because of the firming properties that are in there. And it's going to brighten the under eye area and really moisturize that under eye area. So, like, I'm all in, right? Are you in? I'm in. So let's talk about application and how you're actually supposed to apply this product. Now, I got mine in the medium shade, which is Soft Light. Again, there are 3 shades. The first one I believe is called Moonlight. This one is called Soft Light. And I think the last one, the darkest one, is called Candlelight. So those are the 3. Now, again, this is Moonlight. And I'll show you how much is recommended. They recommend that you use literally a rice grain amount of product. So even though there's only 0.4 ounces of product in here, or 13 mils, this amount of product is going to last you forever because you really just use a teeny tiny amount. And it's funny because even when you just take that little amount and you start doing this on your fingers, you feel that moment of the break happening in the formula, where it goes from being kind of thick to all of a sudden very serum-y, and it feels very slippy. So you use a rice grain amount, and then you just simply pat it in the under eye area. Now she says you can even use it on your upper lids and your lower lids. You're supposed to do this as your last step. So you want to go ahead and do your skincare in the morning, go ahead and moisturize, and then you use this in place of your eye cream during the day. So you put this on as your eye cream, then you go on and you use your concealer, your foundation, and your normal skincare routine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys my application process. And the application process itself is really simple. Again, you just pat it in the under eye area, and I actually bring it up onto my lids as well. Now, one thing that I have found is that the brightening properties of this product is such that I have used less corrector, I have had to use less concealer, and my under eyes stay hydrated throughout the course of the day, which naturally causes less creasing and caking in my under eye area. Again, it's less makeup and more eye care. But having said that, the brightening properties of this is nothing to be sneezed at. It really helps a lot when it comes to dark circles. Now, I can't speak to long-term effects because I've only been using this for a couple of days now, almost a week. So I can't speak to any kind of long-term effects, but I do intend to continue to use it because I like the performance of what it actually does. I love the brightening effect. I love the way it feels on the skin. I love the hydration that it gives to the under eye area, and I will continue to use it. Now, there is a scuttlebutt out there about the fact that you have a product that's 0.4 ounces and it's $48 retail at Sephora. It is a little tiny bit of product, but I will say this, the ingredients that are packed into this little product are really good ingredients. And when it comes to skincare, I've said it 1,000 times on this channel, you tend to get what you pay for. It does have a lot of superfoods and botanical extracts and a lot of proprietary things in here that are not cheap to manufacture. Now, could she have not gone as extreme with the whole Pokeball thing and maybe saved a little bit of money on packaging? Yes, I think she could have. But having said that, if she did, it wouldn't be in line with the rest of the Tatcha products because all of the Tatcha products have over-the-top components. So I think at this point, it's just a theme. I think when it comes to the price point, you guys are just going to have to decide if it's something that you feel like you can afford or not. As far as it being Erika approved from a formula perspective on whether or not the formula works and whether or not I like it, it's Erika approved. I love the product. Not only do I like it because it has such good for you ingredients, but I love it because the brightening effect is amazing. It's stunning and it lasts all day long. Now, I can tell you that, so we're at the end of the day right now. It's like, oh, it's 11:30 at night. It's getting late. It's 11:30 at night here. So I've had this makeup on all day long. I can tell you that I've got the Sunday Riley foundation on, so my foundation hasn't come off too much. I can see maybe a little bit here on my chin has come off, but I can tell you that a lot of my concealer has worn away because I can see the Tatcha brightening is peeking through where my concealer has worn away. but it's 11 hours later and my Tatcha is peeking through. So the Tatcha is still there. This stuff has longevity, it has brightening power, and it has really good for you ingredients in it. So for me, it's just a win. And I think this was a good product for Tatcha to put out on the market. So if any of you guys are thinking about trying it, let me know down in the comments. I love getting into conversations with you guys about products. But yeah, interesting product from Tatcha, the Pearl. Definitely not something that I expected. I think that it's a new kind of idea out there on the market to have skincare that's tinted and can give you some brightening while it's doing its work underneath your eyes. But I do like that Tatcha is a very skincare focused brand. Like even the primer, the silk canvas that she just came out with is like something like 6 different types of silk that are in there, and how it's really like superfood for your face, and it's a really effective primer as well. So Tatcha overall, I think, is building a really good reputation out there in the beauty community, and I don't think that the Pearl is going to be any exception to that. So again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you guys coming by. If you are new, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know anytime that I upload a new video. If you would like to support this channel, the link to do that will be in the credits at the end of this. And as always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.